Ho, ho, ho. Happy Christmas, everyone. I bet most of you are unwrapping some pretty awesome presents right now. But today, on our deep dive,
Hmm.
we're going to be unwrapping something a little bit different. We're going to be taking a look at Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Christmas message.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
on the surface, it seems like your typical, run-of-the-mill holiday greeting.
Right.
Given all the political craziness that's been going on in Canada lately, I think this message is worth a closer look.
Oh, absolutely.
So to help us with this, we have, Trudeau's video message he posted on X.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of news reports talking about this recent cabinet shuffle. And we've got some public opinion polls that are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Like, what's the big deal here? Why are we even talking about this Christmas message?
Well, you said it yourself. It's not just some holiday message. This is a calculated communication,
Uh-huh.
and it's delivered at a very particular time. Canada's going through some stuff right now.
It's true. And
Yeah.
and it's really interesting timing, too, because this message comes out right after Chrystia Freeland resigns, and then, boom, a huge cabinet shakeup.
Huh.
So it makes you wonder, was this deliberate?
Uh-huh.
Is Trudeau trying to, control what people are saying?
It's hard to know what's going on in his head, but that timing,
Right.
you can't deny it. That timing is really interesting.
Yeah.
It really does kind of look like Trudeau knows what's going on.
Yeah,
He knows the political climate,
for sure.
and he's trying to use this message to project stability and strong leadership during all this chaos.
Totally. And there were some parts of the message that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Like, he talks about putting our phones down, putting politics aside, and focusing on what matters. It almost feels like he's saying, hey, everybody just ignore the bad news.
It really does.
Right.
And it's interesting how he's doing it instead of directly talking about all the political drama.
Like-
He's trying to get everyone to feel united.
Yeah.
We all share the same values, and I think that could actually work for some Canadians because people are getting tired of all the fighting.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then he also talks about checking in on people who are struggling and finding light and hope for the year ahead.
Right.
But when you think about it, his own party is calling for him to step down.
Oh, yeah.
So is this his way of, acknowledging that things are tough without actually taking the blame?
Maybe. Yeah, it could be a way to say, hey, I know things are hard,
Uh-huh.
but he's not really addressing the people who are criticizing him.
Exactly.
It's a tough spot,
Yeah.
Trying to be hopeful and comforting, but also not taking any responsibility.
It's a tough balance. But, we got to talk about the big issue here.
What's that?
Public opinion. I mean, we've got that Ipsos poll
Yeah.
that shows, almost 3/4 of Canadians think Trudeau should resign. That's a lot of people.
It is a lot, and you just can't ignore numbers like that. I think it shows that people are deeply unhappy with Trudeau as their leader.
Yeah.
And it's not just, one group or one part of the country.
It's everyone.
Yeah,
And it's not only the public either.
right.
There are actual Liberal MPs who are saying Trudeau should step down.
Yeah, that's not something you see every day. That is a big deal.
It's huge.
Because those MPs are basically saying, we don't trust you to lead anymore.
Yeah.
And that makes things really tricky for Trudeau because if his own party doesn't want him,
Right.
how can he possibly be a good leader for the country?
It's true. So on one hand, we have this Christmas message all about unity and hope.
Uh-huh.
But then we also have this other reality where people are unhappy and want him to quit.
You've got these two totally different things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really shows how out of touch Trudeau might be.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's trying to say everything is okay,
Yeah.
but people aren't really buying it.
So the big question is, will Canadians be convinced by his message?
Yeah.
Or will they just keep calling for him to resign?
That is the big question.
Yeah.
I mean, Trudeau's trying to look calm and hopeful, but can he really fix things?
Especially when people are dealing with real problems.
Yeah.
Right.
And we can't forget about all the political drama, Freeland quitting, the changes to the cabinet. It's
Yeah.
all connected. And we don't know if this was a smart move by Trudeau to gain back some control or if it's just going to make people trust him even less.
Well, this deep dive has definitely given us a lot to think about.
Yeah.
It's amazing how a simple Christmas message can tell us so much about what's happening in Canadian politics.
It really is. And it makes you think, is this like a turning point for Trudeau?
Yeah.
Is he going to be able to stay in charge, or is this just another problem in a long line of problems?
Okay.
And what does this whole situation with the message and the politics,
Yeah.
what does it all mean for the future of Canada?
That's something for everyone to think about. It's a big question.
It.
Thanks for joining us on this Christmas deep dive, and happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays!